Sips and Stories would like to thank the following sponsors for your continued support. Welcome to Sips and Stories, where your journey matters, your story inspires, and every episode is a space to uncover what truly makes people thrive. Join me as we dive into real conversation with amazing guests. Each one sharing the moments, lessons, and experiences that shaped who they are today. I'd love to hear from you, too. What's your journey? What's your story? And most importantly, what makes you thrive? We'll see you on the next story. Thanks, everybody. Hello, I am Sandy Shook. Welcome to Sips and Stories. Thank you for joining us. I have Lara with me, and Laura, could you introduce yourself to everybody?
My name is Lara Osmon, and I am a licensed Medicare agent or healthcare agent, and I work with an umbrella group of agents called Medicare Mentors, which has been amazing. So that's basically in a nutshell what I do.
Very good. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about you coming from Canada.
Yes.
And why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, you're a foreigner.
My husband loves to rub that in. He's got all the jokes. But yeah, it's a little bit of a story.
So why don't we start with where you grew up?
Yeah.
I mean, like what your life was like when you were growing up, if you don't mind.
I grew up in a little place, in British Columbia, generally. We kind of jumped around when I was younger. My dad was in school to be a teacher, and eventually a Bible school teacher. So we jumped around a little bit in the Fraser Valley, and then we actually ended up in Fresno, California for a year when I was about 8. So that was fun for me being in the US.
Was it for just a year, you said?
Just a year, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he went to his training there, yeah. And then we basically settled in a place called Abbotsford, British Columbia. And that's where I went to high school, and I also went to Bible college for a year. They actually did want to bring me in to play on the Fresno basketball team, but that was going to be a little too expensive for my parents. So I ended up playing at my dad's school where he taught Bible school.
So did you, were club sports available back then? Because I mean, that's all new to me with my kids and their age.
I didn't play any ball at all. No, not really any sports until I was in grade 8, and because of my height, because I was almost 6 feet tall by then, I had somebody come to me from the high school grade 8 team and say, "Can you come play with us?" Okay. So it was really fun. I enjoyed it. So I held the record in my high school for a number of years for the highest points scored in a game. So it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so and that was through high school. You did.
Yeah. Yep,
so
through high school.
What were kind of some of your favorite classes and things like that in school?
Oh boy, I loved home economics. I had a wonderful home economics teacher, so I learned to sew. I liked typing, still type, and I loved English, but the rest of the courses could just go away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I would say so. You know, I mean, there are some things that I totally remember, but it's just kind of just get through it. That's all I keep saying.
Yeah.
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 So and then you went to college?
I went to Bible school for a year, and actually met my first husband in basically a college and career group after church in the evenings while I was in Bible school, and then I married a year later, so I was 19 when I got married the first time.
Early, young.
Real early, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and you have 3 kids?
3 girls, 3 daughters, yeah. So what are they now? 30, turning 34 this year, 32, and turning 28. So yeah.
You don't really
They're all
have
married.
To say their age,
Yeah.
to people to calculate.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, and then what brought you here? What
brought me here? Actually, online dating brought me here.
Somebody else that I know of.
Yeah.
Not me.
I met my husband on Christian Mingle. He was broke, I was broke. We couldn't afford to travel. He was in Colorado, and I was in the Yukon. So it was a long, long way away. So
I think that's so crazy that you that you actually crossed lines with and took a chance with somebody that was online
Well, I had an
not even
unlimited-
in the United States. I mean, not even in Canada for you.
I had unlimited mileage on mine, and his was 50 miles. He had just dated a girl that was 100 miles away, and he figured that was long distance. So, so he never would have met me.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
But
So how
it
did
all worked out.
But because he had that limitation, then how did you end up? How did he? I mean, did he just? You were just too cute to.
I guess.
I mean.
Yeah. Actually, I think what really struck him at first was because of what I'd been through in my life. He was struck at how together I was, and I wasn't a total basket case, and he thought that was a real sign of some maturity, I guess. So.
And how did you get to that point as far as your maturity? I mean, or were you the only child? Or
No, I was the oldest of three. I have two younger brothers, and we were all very close. Very strong family, very strong Christian family. My mom was a nurse. My dad was a Bible school teacher, and just an idyllic childhood, and really built me into a really confident person. And I feel like once I was out of that relationship, that came back because I was allowed to be that person again.
Yeah.
Because in my marriage, I was not allowed to be that confident person. So it was just a natural spring back, and then a going back to the fact that good marriages did exist, because that's all I'd known my whole life.
Yeah.
And then it ended up in a bad one.
How long were you married again? I'm sorry.
Like 23, 22
Wow.
years, something like that. Yeah.
And you wanted to share a little bit about that, you know, with
Right.
letting people know.
Yeah, I wanted to give people hope, because if people look at me and they just think, oh, you know, she's confident, she's been through some probably not too hard things in her life, but it's quite the opposite. So I call it now a psychopath. I was married to a psychopath. In looking back and looking at his behaviors, they got progressively worse. Very outgoing person. Everybody liked him, and he was great. Did lots of outdoor stuff, but very controlling. To the fact that, or as the years progressed, he got more and more and more controlling, and my confidence was a threat to him, and so he did everything he could to destroy that. And he eventually cut everybody out of our lives, all of his friends, all of my friends. He made me write letters to my parents, basically disowning them because they were, you know, fakers or whatever it was he made me do. But in my
because you guys moved away.
Yeah, he moved
everybody
us right
too,
after we
right?
were married. I mean, he moved us from Abbotsford, British Columbia, to the Yukon Territory, which is 2,000 miles north of that. Basically away from everybody to start with. But in my first year of marriage, he held a knife to my neck when I did something he didn't like that was a little bit one-upping on him, because he had locked me on our deck, and I thought, oh, I'll just go down and ask the landlord to let me in. So I did. I jumped down,
Yeah.
and that was not something that he wanted me to be able to do. So
Wow.
anyway, after that, I just learned to be submissive, and it went pretty well for a long, long time. But then he got weirder and weirder, and eventually moved us out into the real remote location. It was a 3 hours drive from Watson Lake, Yukon, which is already small. I think there's like 1,500 people that live there. But that's what they do when a person wants to control you. They isolate you from everybody that's your support group. And so I consider myself having been brainwashed. So I was brainwashed for a good 3.5 years under very strenuous circumstances, denying food, breaking things. I have PTSD. I don't remember a lot of the things, but my daughters remember for me.
Yeah.
So they teach me and tell me about it. But he basically got away with murder. But
What gave you the courage to leave? I mean, after 23 years? I mean, what was it that triggered the, okay, I'm done?
So some of it was the way that he was treating, especially my oldest daughter. But largely it was, he used the Bible as weapons against us, and largely, tried to subdue us using scriptures that were taken out of context from different places in the Bible. And I mean, I knew the Bible, but I was too scared of him. But the key point was him saying to me that I didn't love God enough, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna love God. And so I went into the Bible, and that's the only place I went for my answers. And the Bible literally unbrainwashed me to the point where I was like, I could see his nature and God's nature were completely opposite. And it just gave me the...
What a blessing.
Yeah, and one of the ways he would control me is with the girls, because we all kind of keep an eye on each other and make sure nobody's doing the wrong thing so that we don't get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And so as a punishment for me being so confident that he was wrong and God was right, he sent me back to the town to work because I was the main breadwinner by myself without the girls. So
you were the main breadwinner?
Yeah, he didn't work.
Oh my gosh.
My girls and I worked to support the family. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So as a punishment, he sent me alone to town, and I was able to go to a local pastor, explain what was happening in my life, and ask him if there was ever a means where God would allow these things, and they said no. And so I ran from there in my big gigantic cloggy boots. It was the middle of winter.
Oh wow,
December 8th
really?
or something like that.
Wow, yeah.
And I ran to the police station, and I made my statement, and they went and arrested him. So.
Wow.
And he freed 4 people that day. So it was Freedom Day, December 10th, 2010. It was amazing.
That
Absolutely
just gave
amazing.
me chills. That's so...
And it was interesting because the girls were so brainwashed at the time that they actually wanted to break him out of jail. I mean, that's how much he had control over our family. Like, they did not have any context of anything other than...
How old were they when that all happened?
I think she was 18, 16, or just about 16, and then 12.
Yeah, too young yet to know, but yeah. Wow.
So it's pretty amazing.
And now, are they here with you?
So actually, 2 of them ended up in the U.S. So one of them met her husband at YWAM in Hawaii, and he was from New York. And the other one flew from Canada to a electric dance concert in Las Vegas and met her husband there.
Wow.
So I don't know, these American men. And the oldest was already too old to immigrate, so she's met her husband, and they live in Canada still.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. How often do you get back?
I'm trying to go every 6 months or so now, because my parents are getting older, and they like to have me come visit. So, and I try and help where I can. But
now, were they kind of brainwashed at the same time?
The kids or my parents?
Your parents?
My parents, no, they just were cut
They
off.
knew that something was wrong?
They knew something was wrong, but they didn't know exactly what it was, and they didn't know where we lived either, because there'd been no contact anymore. So yeah, for them.
How was that?
Huge. It was a huge reunion. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard for them, and in a way, I went through some of what they felt when I had him arrested, because they were angry at me and they didn't want anything to do with me. And I learned later it's called parental alienation, and it's largely based on fear. It's just you want to please the parent that's going to be more angry at you and harder on you, so you go against what even your nature knows. And that's what I did. I mean, I knew my parents were wonderful people, but because I was scared to lose my husband and I was scared of him, I wrote the letter, and then that was kind of that was it. I mean, I gave up my freedom.
Wow. Okay, so what did you do? What was your day job then, if you were the major breadwinner?
So before we moved out of the big city, I was daycare. I had a daycare in my home for under 3-year-olds, 18 months to 3 years old. So yeah, the other ones. I loved it.
Yeah.
I still dream that they're lost all the time. I'm like, where did they go? I'm always counting.
Yes. How many did you have at one time?
6.
Oh, okay. So they have they have the same laws that we do, or regulations. I don't know why I did.
And the older ones helped. The older ones helped. They were homeschooled, so they helped with the little ones, and they enjoyed it.
Oh, so you homeschooled too?
Yeah.
Ah, how was that?
Well, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah?
It was pretty straightforward. I mean, once they get to the teen years, and it's a little harder, but...
Yeah. Do you have problems with your girls not being able to socialize, or did they because of
really
work?
Didn't have socializing after we moved from Whitehorse to the middle of nowhere. Because they were either working with me at the hotel, putting little soaps and stuff. They followed me around. They helped me.
That's what you did when you moved out
of the hotel.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Helping clean up all the rooms. So, yeah, but my daycare was this closing of the daycare that caused him to really extricate himself from society and move into the middle of nowhere. So Yeah.
How interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm grateful that you got away from that. And,
Yes.
And
Very
now you're
thankful.
building
Whole
a new
new
life.
Yeah.
So how many years ago was that?
2010.
Yeah.
So December
16?
2010. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 years.
15
Wow.
years. Yeah.
Wow. So how was it moving here? I mean,
Well,
you had a
people-
year when you were 8. So I can't imagine that you remembered what it was like, but
People ask me all the time how it's like living in Canada. I'm like, it's pretty much the same as it is here, except for not as much
well,
political
yeah, you're closer to
division.
Minnesota.
That's-
you know,
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You speak French, you speak Spanish.
Yeah. Do you speak French?
No.
Oh. Here I was hoping.
You have to take it in school to a certain grade. I think it's grade 7 or something, and then after that it's optional. And if you don't have people that speak French around you, you just lose it.
And
so.
here I thought that was the main language, and then English was second.
No,
Huh?
see, that's another thing. And we don't
Yeah.
live in igloos.
Well, and people from my area of Minnesota, we know how to build igloos. I don't know if a lot of people know that in the audience, but I actually taught somebody here how to do that
Really?
because she's
Okay.
like, I've never done that before. It was so much fun
That's
to be able
cool.
to show her. But it's, the kids kind of igloo,
Yeah.
not like the adult living igloo.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you came here,
Yeah.
and what did you work when you came here then, or did you?
So when you have a fiance visa, which is what I had, you basically have to have them sponsor you to be here, and so I couldn't do a traditional job for the first year, and so I just did house cleaning like I did then, but I did it in the home. The cool idea that God gave me was to offer fresh made bread. So a person comes home to their house smelling like fresh made bread and a clean house.
Wow.
That was pretty good marketing.
Wow,
It
no
worked really, really
kidding.
well.
Yeah, and you told me that
So-
you like to bake sourdough bread.
I do. I still
Are
do
you
to
one of
this
those
day.
experts doing
Well,
it?
I'm not
or-
sure if I'm an expert, but I do a pretty good job, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you
It
did
tastes
it
good.
for-
Yeah.
And do
So-
you make all the other things too with the sourdough, or
I
just?
could, but it's a lot more work. So when
Yeah.
I came from the Yukon, I just brought my little sourdough starter, and I've just been feeding it ever since. And I just keep
No
using
way.
It. So,
You didn't
yeah.
like restart one?
No, because it has to be specific yeast enzymes that are in the air from certain places.
Yeah.
So in every different area that has different tasting yeast. So the
Oh,
Yukon
she
sourdough
has
is a little
specialty bread,
different.
you
than-
guys.
Yeah, exactly. So for anybody who wants to learn how to make sourdough, I'll teach you, and you can have a free sourdough starter.
Wow.
Because I really love sharing it with other people. It's fun. So.
That's cool. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it. So for 15 years, 15 and a half.
Well, I
almost.
actually perfected it when I moved here. I didn't really know how to make it well.
For high altitude or what?
No, I put more effort into it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
That's great. Where did you go from there then, if you were cleaning homes? You
So
didn't just get into.
No, once I was able to legally work, I went to Hobby Lobby. So I worked at Hobby Lobby in their home decor section for
fun.
a very long time. And my husband is life insurance, annuities, things like that. And he had friends that did the job that I did. And they were like, you should get Lara to become a health insurance agent. So I started to look into that, and it was hard. I mean, I think learning it was what gave me a lot of compassion for seniors who are trying to figure it out. Because I was literally in tears learning it. I didn't have a
I
clue.
can't imagine.
Like, it was just so confusing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, how are these people supposed to know what they're doing? And they're just thrown into it. Like, here, you have to get Medicare now.
Yeah.
So it's been quite the journey, and it took me a long time even to just graduate from one kind of insurance, which was the Medicare Advantage, to Medicare supplement plans, because it was a whole different side of what's available for people. And yeah, so now that I know all the things, I feel a little more confident in what I
So
can
what are
do,
some
so.
of the things that are myths to start with? what people think they know about.
Yeah, not everybody has to enroll in Medicare at 65 because some people have work insurance that's at least equal to or better than Medicare, and they don't have to get that at that time. So they can delay having to pay that extra money, especially for higher income earners, for a long time, and may be able to just keep their regular insurance through their work. Another thing would be if you have something like railroad insurance or TRICARE for Life, you don't need to get extra insurance, especially don't ever get a supplement, because it's like getting double what you already have and you're paying it twice.
Oh yeah.
And I've run into a few people like that in the years that I've been doing this. So I quickly tell them, don't, shut it off. Don't have both.
Yeah.
So there's a number of different things I've run into throughout the course of this. So
wow.
It's been interesting.
And now is your business more referral based?
I'm getting a lot more referrals now. I still do a lot of boots on the ground. One of the
You go knock on people's doors?
No, that's actually illegal. I can't do that.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I first started.
Yeah. You didn't learn the wrong way or the right way.
Yeah, one of the biggest
How'd you find that out? It was not acceptable.
Years down the road, like, oh, okay, I guess I wouldn't know how to do that. But anyway, marketing was a really big deal for me to start with. I really didn't have a clue how to market myself, but I've kind of grown into it by just doing a lot of different events. Anywhere where there's people, really. I mean, if you can get visual and they learn that you're there on a consistent basis. My biggest source of business has been the YMCA, and that wasn't even something that I initiated. I was at a farmer's market. Their senior activities director came and saw me. She said, hey, well, you should come do something at the YMCA. And
you do brain games there?
I do a brain game there once a month, and I also have just my booth there a couple times a month just to answer questions. And they're always thankful in there. And just if all I'm doing is answer questions, I enjoy that. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't have when I first started. I've been like deers in the headlight. Yeah. But I enjoy it.
Well, do you volunteer over at like Tri-Lakes Cares or
I volunteer
like
a couple places. I also do my brain game in a number of places.
Talk about your brain game. I mean, is that something special that you created, or is that...
I didn't actually invent it. It was created in Canada about 25 years ago. Of course.
I'm glad you brought it here.
It was invented in a senior home as a fundraiser for their complex. And my parents ended up given a game. And so I've played this game over the years, and I'm realizing this is a really good brain game that's really fun for people. And so we're actually in the middle of trying to get it marketed. We're just running into some snags with tariffs and things like that, but we're trying to make it affordable, because everywhere I brought it, everybody wants a copy of this game because it's super duper fun, and it's really good for the brain, and it's great for seniors, and it's great for kids, it's great for everybody in between. So we're trying to work on getting that.
Very cool. So tell me, what is it though? I mean, is it a card game?
It's tiles, triangular tiles. The game itself is called the Triangles game. It's very simple. It's just triangle tiles that match together, so that you have to have each side that adds to 10 and matches in color. And
are those the ones that have the numbers? Like
that's triominoes.
Okay, God, I was going to say I grew up with that. And
yeah, triominoes is not as fun as this one. This is very fun. So yeah, I mean, I take it to 4 different locations now, and everybody there has said this needs to be put on the market. Everybody loves it. They want a copy. So
people just follow.
So I've just been making them by hand.
Oh, really?
Over the years, I've just been getting the triangle pieces and painting them and putting the numbers on them, and so I have enough now where I can play with 60 people if there's a group of 60 people.
Yeah.
So
60 people. Yeah. Holy cow. Now do you give out prizes then?
I do
top
prizes.
Winners?
I do prizes at my events. It's fun. Yeah, they like it. So I get my Canadian chocolate and bring it for prizes.
Yeah, especially if you go out there every 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So now you just got back from a trip. So because of what you do, you're able to kind of schedule your traveling around.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I went into this, is because it does give you a lot of flexibility, especially further down the road. To start in what I'm doing, you pretty much need a second job or someone to support you, because it's just not consistent enough income But as you get more and more clients, you do get residuals as long as you're maintaining your book of business from year to year. So as that grows, you get to a place where you can still make an income when you're not home, and therefore you have the ability to still travel. And I still answer phone calls if I can, and answer my emails, because I'm just that kind of person. I don't like people being left on the lurch if you're away.
Yeah, yeah.
So
well, and you go on cruises, right?
yeah, we've
big
done a
cruiser
number of
or
cruising. Well, anything that's a good deal.
Okay, so you not only help people that are on Medicare, you actually, figure out good deals for yourself too.
Actually, my husband's the expert in figuring out the deals. Yeah, he finds all these crazy good deals. Usually it's like a trip plus airfare, for under $2,000 for like 3 weeks. Like, okay, that's great.
Yeah. So tell me about your daughters.
Yeah.
You said 2 of them are here, the other is in Canada. So
yeah.
what is it? Are they stay-at-home moms, or do they have careers?
So I wish they were stay-at-home moms. It's the whole reason I started doing what I'm doing, is so I could have time off and go visit my grandchildren, which I don't have yet. But
oh, you don't have grandchildren
no
yet?
Grandchildren yet. No. But the oldest is in Canada, and she works full-time in a screen factory as department head she actually drives a forklift around all day, so it's kind of cool. And then my middle daughter is, she's been in IT, she's a math whiz, something I never was, just brilliant in math, so she's able to do that, and lives in Georgia. And then my youngest is actually working in a dental office, as intake, but she's taking her degree in, what is it again? Engineering.
Oh.
Like, were you crazy? Another math thing.
Yep.
So every time I call her, she's overwhelmed with all her math questions that she's got to do, and I wouldn't have chosen that. But,
yeah. So some of the questions that we had just a little bit before we started just talking about you is one of the biggest ones I want to know is what you responded to. Why is it that you do what you do?
When I first went into it, it was more of a, wanting the freedom eventually down the road. I really didn't know what I was getting into. Being around seniors.
That's why you cried a lot when you were trying to figure it out.
Being around seniors, period, was not something that I was used to, but I just love them. They have so many great stories, and they're.
Do you get to hear them?
Oh yeah. They'll, if I've got time to sit and tell a story, they'll tell me lots of stories. But it's grown into really, really wanting to help them, because there's so many people that are taking advantage of them, and I hate it. I just hate it.
Well,
the phone
so
calls
how
and
though?
just,
I mean, not with insurance though, right? You're talking in general,
Well, no,
internet and
just anything. But I mean, insurance is where my job comes in. But just in general, like just being there as a listening ear, or being supportive, or hear a story, and I'm just wanting to help them out. I think one of the things I told you, one of my clients once said that I saved his life, and I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
But I was able to get him into a program or into a plan that allowed him to use multiple gyms, and that was his way to get out of his just humdrum life and have a purpose. And being able to I send birthday cards, Christmas cards, and I've had a few people along the way tell me that was the only card they got.
Oh, that makes me sad.
And so that's what really makes me want to keep doing it. And a lot of people I know still do, they'll pay a service to do it or whatever. And I'm just like, I can't. I hope I don't get to the point where I have to do that. Like right now I'm writing like 500 Christmas cards a year, 550 birthday cards a year. And I'm doing it by hand.
That's incredible.
Because to me, that's important that they see that personal touch.
Yeah.
And had an aunt who would send cards every single year. She was the only one that did every single year.
My
she
mom
was
too.
my just.
That's where you learned it from.
Yeah,
huh?
I was like, you know what? That was so special. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And make that me the person that sends the cards.
Right.
And over the years, I started getting a lot of Christmas cards back. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Every year, I'll get a stack of them from my clients. So it's really special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, what then? teachers? Were you homeschooled as well, or were you?
No.
Okay.
I went to regular high school. Well, Canada's different. We do grades 1 to 7 and then 8 to 12. There's no middle school like here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's elementary and high school. That's it.
Yeah.
So elementary, I went to public high school, and then I went to private Christian school from 8 to 12. So, yeah.
And no sports.
Well, I did basketball 8 to 12.
Yeah.
But no
So you were
sports
center.
before that. Yes, I was. I was center.
Yep.
Yeah.
So was I.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
And you didn't go to college on a scholarship then? Or?
No, so after we moved from BC, after I was done Bible school and went to the Yukon, I actually did go to just college courses to take my early childhood education and finish that so that I could have my daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the courses didn't transfer here. I would have had to take more training, so I was like, okay, well, let's just start something different.
Yeah.
So instead of the little ones, now I'm the other end of the scale.
Right. Yeah.
It's great. I
Wow.
enjoy it.
So, and no grandkids, so.
I know.
Do you live vicariously through somebody else's?
I don't have anybody in
I
my.
think that's what some people do.
I hang out with people that are now in their 60s or 70s, so they have great grandkids, but they're not in the house. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of in that waiting stage for the babies to come.
TikTok.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what else did you want to share, though, about what the things that the services that you provide for people? Because I know that is something that is very detailed, and people just ignore it. They just kind of like, I'll just sign up for something because I know that's what I need to do. But what is it that you can do to educate, those that are here as well as, those that are watching? What's the biggest thing that would help somebody to understand what it is that you do as, I don't know, are you considered a broker?
I am a broker.
Or?
Not all of us are brokers, but I am a broker, which means that I represent more than just one company. So I'm not saying you should go with this particular company. So I'm able to compare all of the different ones across the board. People will often ask me, which was the best one? And I'm kind of like, well, it kind of comes down to what you need. It's not more, I mean, there are some, obviously, that come and go and they're not really here, fly by night, but yeah, it's hard to say until I sit down with a person and actually discuss their needs.
And that's a yearly.
It is every fall.
Thing. Yeah.
Except for people who have what's called a Medicare supplement plan. Those don't need to be changed yearly, but they need to look then at their drug plan yearly because the drug plans will change. So it's a lot. It really is.
Well, and do they change a lot of it, like what the taxes do? Every year you've got to wait for new tax forms, just like the different.
So the new plans are released October 1st of every year. We usually get the information mid-September, but we're not allowed to share anything with anybody until the 1st of October. So even though we might know what's coming up, we can't.
So you can study it before
we
you
can
share
study it so that we know. Yeah. One important thing for people to know is that our services are free as agents. If anybody ever tries to tell you that there's a fee, or they say that they'll barter things for you for their services, that's illegal. So yeah, we're not there. I mean, so much of what I do is just free information. It's not even sales, it's free information. I'll sit down with people and I'll even review their plans and go, you're in the best thing that you can possibly be in, and just stay in it. Don't change it no matter what someone tells you on the phone.
Yeah.
So another thing that's important to know is that all the people that call on the phone are breaking the law as well. They're not allowed to cold call anybody. So knowing that right from the get-go knows they're not looking out for your best interest because they're already breaking the law just by calling you. So that's important as well. Yeah. And that's one of my barriers is there's so many people that are scammers that they don't always trust that I'm going to be transparent about things. So building people's trust. And that's part of the reason why I try to make the places that I'm in very consistent. Like I'm there every month or I'm there every quarter, so they know I'm not just there fly by night here. I'm just giving you a sales pitch and I'm gone. You know, so that's really important for me to build relationship and build trust, even though I'm terrible at names. I think the brain game thing has been really, really fun. That really builds up communication without being salesy, and I'll just have a sign that says, if you have Medicare questions, ask me, but other than that, I don't even announce this is what I do. We just go play games.
Well, so, and then do people have your number that they can reach out to you if something does come up that they have questions over? I'm not really versed in the whole system at all, but I'm assuming that you don't have to, but you work with husbands and wives and kind of see how their plans work together? Or
sometimes they have to have different plans depending on their needs, but a lot of times they'll pick the same plan. I specialize in helping veterans, so a lot of people who have not necessarily VA, because usually the person who's the veteran that doesn't have 20 years of service, their spouse will not have the same benefits as they do. But with TRICARE for Life, often the husband and the wife will have the same benefits, and that's for 20 years or longer of service. And they will often get the same exact plan because it will help both of them get extra benefits. So,
well, there was something too that you mentioned with the veterans, and there's a different program, or is that just people don't know that the veterans actually...
A lot of veterans don't know that a Medicare Advantage plan is available to them that will work, because in the past there really haven't been many that work well with the VA plans or the VA coverage. In the last 4.5, 5 years, they've slowly realized they need to come out with plans that will work with people who have drug coverage already. So they've come up with plans that are just the medical portion without the drug coverage. And essentially what happens is all their medical's being covered through the Veterans Associations or their TRICARE, but they don't often have the dental and the vision and gym memberships and things like that they want, that they through a Medicare Advantage plan wouldn't have to pay extra for, because it's funded by Medicare and they have to have Medicare anyway. So it's pretty cool. Doesn't work for everybody, and I make sure that it will before I enroll them, but I've got a lot of clients that are benefiting.
When you find that you can't help somebody, but somebody else that you know, because you guys are pretty tight-knit, right? You know other people in the same industry as you. Is that like a referral opportunity for you or for them, I guess? You know, if you're going to toss it over the fence, but is it a warm handoff? I mean, how does that work with...
So for me, because I'm licensed with pretty much everyone, the only one I'm not is Kaiser. So I have people that I know that are licensed with Kaiser. So if I know somebody that specifically wants Kaiser, then I would just give them their name. And the other thing would be Spanish speaking. We have a lot of Spanish speaking here. And so I do have one agent that I know that is Spanish speaking or bilingual. So I can tell her I've got a client for you. So yeah. Some of the agents are pretty cutthroat and don't want to share anything, but I think the more clients I have, the longer I'm in the business, and I don't want to be as busy anymore. And so I'm now in more of a mentorship kind of mentality, where if there's newer agents, I'm happy to sit down with them with a client, do the appointment, they take the sale, and I just help them learn it. So that I'm enjoying that a lot too, and that's been
well, and
really
it probably
helpful.
helps too that if you are, if you get to the point where you want to travel for the rest of your life and not have that responsibility, it probably helps when you are training somebody, multiple people, just so that you know who you can send your clients to that you can trust. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I even have one new agent who does the brain game for me sometimes when I'm not around. So that's nice because she enjoys it, and then she gets the interaction with the seniors that are there. Yeah, so that's been good.
Well, so who is your mentor? Your husband? When you were going through all this, or did you have
I actually had a bumpy start because I had mentorship from Castle Rock that really didn't do a very good job of helping me learn what I needed to learn. So
basically you were told to watch a video.
Do the reading and all that kind of stuff. We
all know how that works.
I was in a meeting. I was in an appointment once with someone, and they said, "Why would I need this?" And I kind of went, "I don't know." I don't know. What am I doing in here? And I went home and I just thought, oh boy, that was bad. So I really needed to learn my stuff. But no, my husband being in life insurance met with one of the agents that was then with Medicare Mentors, and she said that I really needed to get with them because they're so supportive and so helpful. And so I actually did switch. I jumped to a different upline. They call it an upline. Management group, and they really were the ones that got me going and really encouraged me to learn more. We have a group chat for agents, so if people have questions, they go on and ask it, and everybody pipes in and looks up the answers and helps each other.
Yeah.
Which was something I never, we were lone wolves then. It was just like, you're on your own.
So is it a big team then with?
Yeah, we actually have a number of agents even across the country now. So they started the business about when I was getting into this about 8 years ago. So they were fairly new even when I joined. And they've got a good, 50, 60, 70 agents across the country now.
Gosh.
So it's good.
And if they helped you,
right,
you know that everybody else that's working with them they pretty much know their things or know their stuff, right? Yeah.
So our mentors are basically other team members that have been in the business longer than us.
That probably just changed the way you do business as well.
Yeah.
If you were struggling trying to figure it out, and then you found a team that actually helped you, I can't imagine that is not what transcends into what you do now.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because I want to bring that same feeling to the other people that are on the team as well, and helping them know they're not like out there on their own floundering trying to figure out what to do. And even marketing, I have so many events now, I'm at the point where I want to pull back a little bit, but I have all these ideas that come up. Like one of the gentlemen here tonight, he had a car show event, and I was like, if I can't go to that, I'm going to put it on my team to say, hey, you guys should be at this event, because I know these events now are good for us to be in front of people. So it's
well, so I want to bring up, I want to be able to have the audience ask questions, but I do have one question that I wanted to ask, and it's just bringing it back to what you went through, so that you can help encourage somebody else that might have gone through or are going through or has gone through. What are some of the steps that you took to, I know you said you have PTSD from it, but to move forward into where you're at now and having this positive attitude, is it because you're helping others now that makes it different for you, or?
So it was my upbringing and the strong family foundation I had. I think if you don't have a foundation to fall back on, it makes it a lot harder to recover. Not that you can't, but it just makes it harder. But just finding a group of people that understand where you've been. Like I'm actually starting a home study tomorrow night on victims of abuse, because I feel like I'm finally in a position where I feel like I can offer that back to people to give them. You're not alone. There's just so many women and men out there too that have gone through abuse and maybe have never talked to anybody about it, never realized how prevalent it was, because it's widespread, like really, really deeply widespread.
Yeah.
So
well, it's still a silent,
it is.
I can't say silent killer, but it is very silent, and it's
sure.
Isolating.
It is.
When things like that happen, it's like, how do you reach out to people that?
Yeah.
So that's great that you're starting a group. Now, I'm assuming that they can reach you through the information that we'll share at the end of the show for that group.
Yep.
Okay, great.
So, and then counseling, that was definitely an extensive thing that I had to go through just to unwind. I was like, how did that happen to me? And even to today, I'm like, how did that happen to me? How did that, you just don't get the power of a person who knows how to manipulate a person, and especially someone you love. You want to have them love you. But just getting a really good counselor, and if that's not a good fit, go to a different person until
Yeah.
you found that person that clicks with you and understands where you're coming from. It's such an essential part. I mean, my girls still see counselors to this day, and it's just a part of their life. They know they need that. You know?
Yeah. Well, and sometimes
so-
having just somebody with a unbiased opinion, or even though they know you, they're not in your life. So to have that available to you, that you
Yeah.
have just that shoulder to, cry on, that
sure.
they can give you some sort of, I mean, I know people here that do that for others, so.
And that's why I'm doing that I am today. And it's been a long time coming, and I made sure that I asked my kids, is that okay if I share some of what we went through? Because it's important that people see that you don't have to be stuck in that forever, and that there's hope, and that there's life after, and it's not gonna just be this weight on your back forever, and that you can just throw it off. I mean, I've thrown it off. It's just like, it is in the past. It is gone. I have forgiven him, and I am free, and other people can have that same freedom, and it's awesome. It's really awesome.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Oh, we got a few.
Go ahead.
So here we have the TESSA organization,
Right.
where abused women can go first to be safe and have some shelter. Now your husband was arrested. Did you have fear that he would come after you? Did you have a place like TESSA to go?
So we knew he wouldn't get out for a while, and there was a no contact order in place for a very long time. Once that was lifted, he did try to reach out to my daughters, and they did not want anything to do with him. So giving us that much time was good. I think if you don't give enough time, that's easy for that to infiltrate back, because the fear is still there. But the 6 years was excellent. It was definitely needed. But yeah, that was the main reason. But there's still that, if he knew where I lived, he can't cross the border, but.
So the night he was arrested, did you already have a plan in mind? Did you have money set
I
aside?
had no plan. No plan. I had broken down on the bathroom floor, prayed out to God and said, I give up, I surrender, I don't care what's going to happen. I could lose my kids, which I thought could happen. I could go to jail, which I thought could happen. I was arrested. I was possibly going to go to jail. But thank God I had diaries. I had diaries from years. And he had marked in my diaries. He had critiqued my diaries. It's the thing that saved me from going to jail, because they could see from my diaries, and I still have them, and they're photocopying, and it's crazy reading them. Every single day it was hell. I was like, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? How do we get out of this? How can this be right? And so, yeah, that's basically what happened.
Arrested for?
For allowing behaviors in the home that were illegal, yeah, and not protecting my kids.
So I suppose one of the things then that maybe the advice that you would give is, if somebody is going through that, to try to document what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Just,
Right,
I
what
mean,
you're going
even if
through.
it's, 5 years down the road,
Sure.
at least you
Yeah.
have something
Exactly.
that,
Keep a record of everything that you're going through, even if it's going to be read. And he was reading them.
gosh, I can't imagine.
And writing in there how I was still wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What did he do to you whenever he would read that? And
Oh, he would just say that I was the one that was wrong, and he was the one that was right, and I was a faker, and I was, I didn't love God, and I was a terrible
Did
mother.
you start second guessing whether he was, accurate?
Oh yeah, that's when it got really dangerous for me.
Yeah.
See, narcissists are fine as long as you go with them. As soon as you start going against them, that's when you're in danger.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that had I continued the path I was, without turning him in, I would probably be dead.
I'm
Because
glad
he
you're not.
knew he was losing control over
Yeah.
me. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there any telltale signs you could look at a person and tell that maybe they have issues, maybe they need help, maybe you need to reach out to them? Is there
So-
something that presents itself?
So I actually did have a cousin that tried to approach me and reach out to me and help me. And I shut down right away because I was terrified of them knowing what was happening and how I was actually feeling. I think short of actual person going in and extricating the people, there's really not much that can be done other than loving the person that you think is being abused at the time, because they just need to know there's a place they can fall for support. There was a time where I actually went on the internet and just typed "help me" in the internet because I had nowhere else to go. Help me. That's what I wrote. And I actually found a lady in Germany and she started praying for me. It's just like random things, like, because I was so trapped. And I remember the interview with my cousin who knew there was something wrong because it was my husband's best friend at the time, and he had shut him off. And they got me alone, and they were like, is there something we can help you with? And we really want to be there for you. And I physically remember shutting down emotionally and just blocking myself off because I was so terrified.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, short of my parents or someone coming in and actually taking over and knowing there's something majorly wrong here, we've got to get them out. And even then it would have been like, there would have been that fight, because there has to be that complete cut off from the person who is abusing that person in order for them to get free.
Yeah. So I guess what's the most important thing is really to just be as supportive as you can, even if you do know that somebody is in a situation, because you never know when they're going to be ready. Right. To just, okay, I'm ready for help. And not like you, where you had nothing. You had no plan after that all happened. So what courage.
I didn't have a clue what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, for all I knew, my kids would never talk to me again.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to rescue them.
So when you had him arrested and he was gone for those 6 years, and when did you meet your current husband, and how did that feel, and how did you kind of move past your past and believe that he was,
a good guy?
Yeah.
So first off, again, it's the foundation. When I was growing up, I didn't know any couples that fought, got divorced, had, it was like foreign to me. That's how sheltered, that's how great my childhood was. So I knew an excellent marriage was possible. And a lot of people don't have that. They don't, but that's a whole nother story. I should get into that too. So he went to jail in December of 2010. I had technically not been his wife for 3 years before that, even though I was providing for the family and I was there. So in March of 2010, I went on Christian Mingle, and I thought, I'm ready to move on with my life, and I know there's good people out there, and I want to find that person. And so I joined, and 10 days later, I took my profile down because I had found the man I wanted to marry. It was a little bit of pressure on him, but it all worked out. He had also been married to a narcissist, so he could kind of understood part of what I had gone through. But what struck him from the first day that he met me on there was just how with it I was, considering what I'd gone through. And he was kind of like the person I could share everything with, and he helped me unwrap some of the stuff. Kind of had a lot of he could be an excellent counselor. He's just got that kind of a heart and that kind of ability to work through things. He led me to a couple of really good books. Boundaries was one of them. Captivated was another one, on the heart of a woman. So that's what it was. Is I really felt that there could be a second chance for me in a way that I'd never had before. So yeah. Yes.
So when you were dating, did he exhibit any signs of being an abuser? And then once you got married, at what point did you know that you had a real problem?
When we were dating, he was pretty possessive, but because I had no idea, I had no preface on this. I didn't know what that was. I just thought, he wants me to just be his only girlfriend, but I didn't realize how ingrained it was. It was something that I didn't really understand. And then he was always kind of controlling, but not so much at home, but he was an alcoholic. He was very much into extreme sports. If he had issues with people, he couldn't work very long for an employer, for example, because any authority was just like, no, forget it, I'm out of here. Which is why I was mostly the breadwinner for the family for so many years. But even then, I didn't know anything about narcissists, and I mean, this is before internet. Nobody knows how to look for anything, right? So I just thought he was just mean. I don't know.
Wow.
But it's like it got progressively worse to where he just less and less wanted people to have any control over his life or us or his kids or anything. So it was definitely progressive, but you know, now knowing what I know, I noticed red flags right away in people. So.
You said you forgave him, so was that just like an internal thing, or was that a contact with him at all, or has there been no?
His last thing to one of my middle girls was, you guys need to forgive me because God says to forgive. And we're just laughing going, we may have forgiven you, but that doesn't mean you have any right to our lives anymore. You just go your merry way, and we've forgiven you, and that's good. I did it for me because I knew it was important for me to forgive, to move on. So that was really important. Yeah. So it was, yeah.
So your daughters have seen him for who he is and have accepted, and not been angry with you now.
Right. Yeah.
They now see him.
Absolutely.
And they're not defensive of him.
Nope. Not at all. Yeah, he tried reaching out to them a few times, and he just kept blaming me for everything. And they're like, no, mom's not. That's not who mom is. And they're just constantly trying to put them.
How does he know where they are?
I think he found 2 of them on Facebook. The oldest has blocked him. He's never talked to her since. But yeah, they tried to have a semi-chatting relationship after 6 years were over, but no, that didn't last long at all. And then he would block them because he didn't like what they said to him. And then
Way
he'd
to
unblock
teach your
them and come
daughters
back.
how to stand up for themselves. Yeah.
An
Very
interesting side note, and I'll just mention this because it's been a really, really cool thing, is because both my husband and I were raised in homes where we did see a good, loving relationship between families, and because we feel like it's important to model that, a few years back, probably 6 years back, it actually started with my husband. He found a homeless guy on the street, and he came and lived with us for a little while, and we realized, hey, we could have an affordable place for people to live, and model to them what a good relationship is. And so we've been doing that now for 6.5 years, and had a lot of women stay with us, and again opened the door of my eyes to how many people have been abused and how much they need to have a safe place to live in, and to see a functional, good relationship where people don't fight.
Well, and one of the things that you actually shared with me too is the one gal that, I think this is more than just one that you've taken in, but she got rid of everything. She didn't have a place to live. She was supposed to live with her boyfriend, and they broke up before she got into the so it's, and that's what you just have such a kind heart to be able to do that for others.
And it's not something everybody can do. Obviously, it's someone's living in your home. It's not your private space, but it's just, we can't imagine not being that way anymore. So right now we have 2 great ladies living with us, and one of them I think will be with us forever. But
that's okay.
It's just really rewarding. So
yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, so it's been quite the journey, and it's not over yet. But
that's right.
Yeah, just
how can people reach you? If you could just share
so
that.
my name, Lara Osmon @gmail.com, is the easiest way to get a hold
through
of
the
me,
email.
so.
Okay. I wanted to thank everybody in the studio audience for coming in today, staying today, and thank you, Lara, for sharing your story. If anybody has anything that they want to add, any questions, feel free on. This will be posted, so feel free to make any kind of comments or share it. That's the biggest thing, is share the story. It might help somebody else that not only has gone through what she's gone through, but also too the ones that have questions about Medicare and Medicaid. We didn't even talk about Medicaid.
That's a government program, so but there people have, with Medicare and Medicaid, there's special plans for them.
Yes,
so,
yeah. So thank you very much.
You're
And
very
thank you,
welcome.
everybody else. And we'll see you on the next story.
Okay.
Thank you. What's your journey? What's your story? And most importantly, what makes you thrive? We'll see you on the next story.
DER Windows and Synergy Homes is your trusted partner in building, improving, and protecting what matters most, your home. With a commitment to craftsmanship and quality, their team specializes in new home construction, delivering spaces that are built to last and designed to fit your lifestyle. Beyond building, DER Windows and Synergy Homes offers a full range of exterior services to keep your property looking its best and performing at its peak. From expert stucco and custom stonework to durable roofing solutions, replacement windows, and efficient gutter systems, every project is handled with precision and care. Whether you're starting from the ground up or upgrading your current home, DER Windows and Synergy Homes combines experience, reliability, and attention to detail to bring your vision to life. DER Windows and Synergy Homes. Quality you can see, craftsmanship you can trust.